Now we know this destruction comes with an ideology, a movement of hate. But in the face of hate, what else can we do but fully commit ourselves to love and forgiveness and pray for them? Yes, even them. Quote, Father Murdoch. Who are the ultimates? A new story arc begins. Perfect jumping on point for the uninitiated. The aftermath of the explosive last issue, including the loss of a major member. Join the Ultimates in their secret headquarters as they regroup and launch their bold new plan to change the world. Ultimates, Volume 4, Issue 7. A diabolical genius known as the Maker used time travel to create his ideal Earth by systematically preventing anyone from ever becoming a superhero and by establishing a secret council of supervillains, the Maker's Council, that rules the world from the shadows. But now the Maker is gone, locked away for the next 12 months by inventor Howard Stark. Howard's teenage son Tony took on the codename Iron Lad and began recruiting a network of heroes to fight back against the Maker's Council and prepare for the Maker's return, but not without consequences. To retaliate, the Council framed Tony for an attack on New York City that killed thousands. On a recent mission, the Ultimates were ambushed by Council member the Hulk. They suffered a brutal defeat, but Doom was able to rescue them by using the forbidden Immortus engine. Help arrived too late, though, as She-Hulk made the devastating declaration that Iron Lad was dead. Following the apparent death of Tony Stark, the Ultimates struggled to cope with the loss of their leader. Their team suffered a devastating defeat at the hands of the Ultimate Hulk in Ultimates, Volume 4, Issue 6. Steve Rogers, Captain America, and Jim Hammond, the Human Torch, find themselves walking through the streets of New York, reflecting on their failure and searching for answers. While Steve refuses to embrace modern technology, clinging to the past, Jim, being a machine rebuilt in the modern era, is fully adapt to the advancements of the present. The journey takes them to Steve's favorite bar, a historic establishment that has been standing since the 1800s. It holds personal significance for Steve, and it's a place where he and Bucky used to sneak in during their high school years. On the one-year anniversary of the attack on Stark Tower, Father Matt Murdock delivers a heartfelt speech at Stark Tower Memorial. During the speech, the Ultimates are falsely implicated in the attack, a lie that Murdock unknowingly believes. Despite this, he appeals for love and forgiveness towards the Ultimates, showcasing his unwavering faith in redemption. Meanwhile, at the pub, Steve Rogers and Jim Hammond discuss the fractured state of their team. They recognize the need for new leadership to restore hope and direction. With Iron Lad's tragic death, it becomes clear that Captain America and Steve Rogers must step up and take the helm of the Ultimates. Hank and Janet attend Matt Murdock's speech at the Stark Tower Memorial. The weight of their responsibility as superhero looms heavily over them, when Hank voicing his fears that their actions may have indirectly or directly caused more innocent lives to be lost. During the speech, Matt Murdock reflects solemnly, stating, "1 year later, I still don't understand the darkness that drives men to commit such acts to make their point with the death of thousands." He acknowledges the destruction often comes tethered to ideology, a movement rooted in hate. Amid the crowd, voices rise, accusing the Ultimates of the killings, a misguided belief that only deepens Hank and Janet's sorrow as they grapple with the public's misperception. Hank says, "I just thought it would be good for us to come after everything we've been through lately. With Tony and you almost died." Janet, trying to reassure him, replies, "But I didn't die. I'm okay." Hank, unconvinced, responds, Don't pretend everything's fine." The couple takes a moment to read the names of those killed in the explosion 1 year ago, etched into the memorial. Above them looms a sign sponsored by Oscorp, as the lingering tension of their role in the world remains unresolved, a haunting shadow over their lives. Hank says, "The things we've seen, the things we've done, people have died because of us, Jan. Innocent people, directly or indirectly. Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. I know you're not sleeping. I know because I'm not sleeping. How long do you think we can keep going like this?" He pauses, then continues. "I just thought it would be good if we could mourn together or something. I guess, I don't know, it was stupid." Janet gently replies, "No, it was a good idea, Hank. Genius, actually." Where is the next member of the Ultimates? Hawkeye infiltrates an Oscorp defense warehouse, uncovering weapons being shipped to the upper and lower kingdoms for their secret war. The vigilante destroys the weapons and the entire entire building while sparing the security guards and loaders. Despite being a hero for only a short time, Hawkeye realized that all these different wars and the evil machinations orchestrated by the Maker and his cabal are interconnected. He understands that they all need to be dismantled to prevent further destruction. In Guatemala, a student protest movement demanding the restoration of democracy faced a violent crackdown by armored riot police. The brutality is interrupted by the arrival of American Chavez. Despite still suffering from amnesia and unsure of her original universe, America is determined to make the most of her powers. Using her abilities, she melts the policeman's high-tech armor, trapping them and preventing further violence. Addressing the protesters, she speaks passionately about a better world she believed can exist and the purpose of the Ultimates as revolutionaries for change. Her actions bolster the Ultimates' image as defenders of the oppressed. Before departing, America teleports the protesters safely back to their homes to prevent their arrest. When asked about her origins, she simply replies, "I don't know. Every time I try to think about the past, I end up thinking about the future." America Chavez sat and spoke for us for a while. She talked about a better world, one she believed existed or could exist, and how it was everyone's responsibility to make it reality. She said there's a name for people who believe as she does. The Ultimate. She told us that if we wanted, we could be Ultimates too. Sif and Thor traveled to Yggdrasil to raise an army from across the 9 realms in order to launch a rebellion against All-Father Loki. On the Triskelion, Lejor physically manhandles Doom as she demands him to teleport her back to her home and her people, but Doom explains that he cannot allow her, as the Hulk still monitors her island and will very likely capture her and torture her to reveal everything about the Ultimate. Lejor dejectedly puts down Doom and now realizes staying away from her people is the only thing that keeps her people safe. For now, they can only continue their war against the Maker's Council. Doom reflects, saying, "I am out of practice with people. Honestly, I don't think I was ever good with them. The Ultimates. That was his idea," referring to Tony Stark, the Iron Lad. Matt Murdock solemnly states, "Now we know this destruction comes from an ideology, a movement of hate. She-Hulk burdened with responsibility, and now he's left us to hold it all together." Doom offers a suggestion, saying, "Perhaps I can tap into the Hulk surveillance system. You won't be able to be there with them, but you'll be able to see that they are safe." She-Hulk nods. "Thank you. That will be better." Doom resolute concludes, "We must keep going. We owe it to them. We owe it to all of them," as they both look into a container, determined to press forward in their fight. Inside the container lies Tony Stark, the Iron Lad. As She-Hulk places her hand on the container, holding Tony's comatose body, it is revealed Tony is still alive. However, in every practical and legal sense, he is in a vegetation state, clinging to life with the help of machines. There's a glimmer of hope that he might recover someday, but that day seems far away. Throughout the issue, they said Tony was gone, but never said he was dead. The Ultimates now face the daunting task of carrying on without the man who brought them together, without the leader whose plan this was all. The clock is ticking, 11 months remaining until the Maker returns, and the weight of saving their world rests heavier than ever on the Ultimates' shoulders. Next, Ultimates Volume 4, Issue 8.